Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to Salam Media. I'm your host, Thaakir Dawood. It is now 40 minutes past 7. We've had a jam-packed show this far. We chatted a bit about the sporting segment, something new that was introduced by our producer, Salalo. Him just flexing off his skills once again, giving us a bit of the highlights and the headlines that were making the news this week in the world of sport. And then we chatted to Mike Sharman. He told us everything about MatchKit, what the app does, and how he managed to raise funds for Tatiana Schoenmaker and Bianca Buitendag so that they could have something other than just their medals to bring home and spoil their families. But next up, it's Women's Month. We're celebrating the women in this country, in the sporting industry. Women were our only athletes at the Olympics that brought back medals. So I hope that says a lot about how much emphasis should be placed on women's sport in South Africa. We're going to be chatting to Miyanda Maseti. She is a 16-year-old, three-time South African BMX champion, and she's going to be giving us more insight about the world of BMX and what it takes to be a three-time South African champion and face some of the world's best BMX bikers. Good evening.
Hi, how are you?
Well, thanks. Thank you for joining us on the show. How are you doing this evening?
I'm actually doing pretty great. Thanks for asking. How are you doing?
Lekker. You look pretty chilled.
Yeah.
Miyanda,
Mm-hmm.
you a three-time South African BMX champion.
Yes.
How did it feel the third time after winning it the first time? Was there much of a difference,
actually kind of
or
the
did you
same
feel like you
feeling.
owned the space?
It was kind of the same feeling as the first time because like winning is always fun and like I always enjoy winning. So it wasn't like bad in a way.
Look, where did your journey start in BMXing? I mean, you probably live in the dream, or you've taken the dream that many kids out there have and taken it to a professional level. Where did your journey start?
I think it was like mid 2015. I was racing. My brother first started racing, and then I asked my dad to start racing, and he said no because apparently girls didn't race. But then I saw one race. Like I went to one of my brother's races, and I saw that girls did race, and I was like, "Come on, Dad, let me ride." And then he said, "Yeah."
Yeah, I mean, and after that, did everything just have a ripple effect where things blew up, or which was the race that you decided, okay, cool, this is the one for me. I'm going to take this serious now.
I never actually took the sport serious. It was like always just for fun. But like, even like from the beginning, I just wanted to be fast, so that was the goal.
Interesting. And now you're the three-time South African champion, and soon you're going to be the world champion as well.
I'm hoping.
Look, we're backing you. We know that you can. I mean, the women done it at the Olympics, and I think that the women are taking over South African sports real quick, eh?
Oh, hopefully. That's good though, if they are.
What's your take on that? I mean, we see now, like you said, that when you want to race, you got a response from your dad that there weren't women or there weren't races for girls. But now you find yourself in a position where women are dominating the South African sporting space, and you also in that space. Does it make you feel so much more comfortable? And do you think that it makes it easy for the next generation after you?
Actually, yes, because there's not a lot of like I don't know how to explain it. There's not a lot of girls riding in BMX because like most of them stopped.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but like being one of the like top ones, I don't even know how to explain it. I don't even know.
Well, I mean, it's normal. It's normal. Sometimes these things can't be described because it's surreal.
I'm just glad that there's a lot more women doing sports, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No, spot on. And looking at the world of BMXing, and you now obviously coming into the world of BMXing, owning the South African space. What is it like racing in South Africa and now eventually coming to a level where you, the South African champion? Has the sport grown from the time that you started to where it is now?
It did grow in the beginning, but then after COVID, like a lot of people stopped riding for some odd reason, and like over the years it was like a lot of people stopped riding, and that means I had to start racing boys because then I would get like faster from them. But like yeah, a lot of people stopped riding.
Yep. I'm also like involved in community sport, and I've seen also a lot of like people dropped out of sport all in all, like during the pandemic for whatever odd reason it is. So I think it's something that the researchers must research and see what exactly is going on in that space. But Miyanda, you've traveled the globe to go race, and when you look at yourself against international competition, where do you fare yourself? Do you think that very soon South Africa in Miyanda would be up there amongst the top BMXs in the world?
I really believe I can, like if I just work hard, because at Worlds, like at the World Championships, I did well enough seeing that I couldn't like start the race. That makes sense. Like I wasn't good at the start of the race, but I always caught up to them on the track, which means if I just started quickly, I would have there. So I think I could do a lot better.
And looking at South Africa and comparing it to the world, what are some of the things that we need to work on back at home in terms of BMXing compared to the rest of the world?
Oh, I don't know. I think I think the sports just needs to be made like I don't even know, cheaper maybe, because it's like a really expensive sport to get into, and
Yeah.
like if it was a lot cheaper, I think a lot more people would start riding.
No, definitely. And looking at that, talking about riding and bikes in specific, what are some of the technical things that you would give advice to for an upcoming BMXer on what bike to get, certain alterations they need to make to their bike in order to be the next Miyanda?
With the bike, you just need to find a bike that's comfortable for you to ride, because if it's not comfortable, then you're not going to feel yourself like when you ride. And to become like fast in a way, fast with inverted commas, you just need to have fun when you're riding, because if you're not having fun, then you're not going to want to become better.
Facts. And looking at it, what are some of like your day-to-day schedule and routines that you go through in order to become, that helped you and assisted you to become the 3-time South African champion?
To be honest, I actually didn't have a training routine. I just like went to the track and rode with my friends, and then I got better through doing that. And then I started racing people who are a lot faster than me, and I don't like losing, so I started trying to catch up to them, and that made me faster.
So going forward, do you think that you'd probably adjust your schedule and your training program so that you could be better?
I think I should, because imagine if I did start training.
I think for now we can just imagine, because you possibly would be a world champion. But we're looking forward to staying tuned to your journey.
World Championships got cancelled twice. I really wanted to go, because World Championships got cancelled twice, like last year and this year. So that was my last 2 chances to race challenge classes, and next year I have to race elite, which is not nice.
Look, it's all part of the journey, and with you making the decision to obviously put more time and effort into your craft, who knows, we could be talking to the next world champion.
Hopefully.
Hopefully, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. We know that it's possible, and we know that you could definitely do it. BMXing runs in the family. Tell us a bit more about your siblings and their journey in BMXing.
Okay, so my brother, he's 4 years older than me, I think. Yeah, 4 years older than me. He started racing also in 2015, but he started like earlier in the year. But even before that, he used to go to the track with our grandpa and like he used to just ride. But then we started getting like he started racing and stuff in 2015, and then from there on he got better and better. Even though like he wasn't that fast, he was getting better. And then he went to America now to study at university, and he's racing there, and he's improved so much. Like yeah, it's a lot.
So you used to compare yourself with your brother to see how
Actually,
fast
no.
exactly you are.
Oh yes, my goal was always to beat him. Then I can make fun of him that I beat him because I'm like 4 years younger than him. So I always did. But
And how's that goal
friendly
going? Are you catching up
company,
pretty fast?
I always used to beat him until like, and then he moved to America. So I'm like, I don't know if I'll beat him now.
I think we need to fly your brother across and then see if you're gonna beat him or not.
Yeah.
No, definitely. But look, Miyanda, your followers, believe it or not, you do have fans. Yes, and the team at Salam Media is one of them. Where can we stay up to date with everything that you're doing, and what are some of your social media handles where we can follow you and stay up to date with what's happening in the life of Miyanda Maseti?
Okay, I have Instagram. I only post like on Instagram when I go ride, and I don't ride that often, but I should start riding often more. But it's at Miyanda_Maseti on Instagram, and I don't know what the Facebook one is because my dad runs that one, but I Miyanda Maseti find it.
Well, I mean, listeners and viewers of Salam Media, here we've got our next world champion, Miyanda Maseti, sitting in front of us. She shared her social medias, so pop her a follow and let's stay up to date with every move that she makes, because we do know that very soon she's going to be flying the South African flag high at the next Olympics, being the Olympic champ on the podium. Miyanda, thanks so much for your time this evening.
That's
We
the
really,
goal.
really appreciate it. Well, it is the goal. We need to get there. But yeah, thanks for your time, man. I really, really appreciate it. I don't want to keep you up on your Friday evening. We look forward to following your journey and chatting to you real soon in the future.
Okay, but thank you for having me.
Always a pleasure. That was the 3-time South African BMX cycling champion, Miyanda Maseti, telling us a bit about her journey in BMXing and what we can expect from her in the future. Well, stay tuned to Salam Media, because next up, we're going to be chatting to the head of women's rugby at Western Province. Nadima Khan shares her experiences in the world of rugby and how exactly she fell in love with the game. Stay tuned to Salam Media. We're going to be chatting to Nadima Khan right after the break.